Hello all. I thought I'd give a quick check-in about a couple of new products I've come across. So as usual, not a doctor, not giving advice, just sharing what's out there and things I come across in my daily life in the health store or on my travels. But in this case, I thought I'd look into the Terra Nova Blue Guard phycocyanin complex. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's really interesting to see what can be done with foods when they're grown organically and then harvested and freeze dried. So basically, they've been dehydrated, so not being dried up, but just to take the moisture content out and then freeze dry them very quickly so they maintain their powerful nutrients. And in this Blue Guard complex, Terra Nova always has a magni-food base in their products, which makes sure that there's a base of food or foods that enhance and improve digestion, so that we may not have great digestion, but by bringing this magni-food into each of their products, this complex, it would make sure that the nutrients that are in there get transported into our cells and do their magic. So in this particular Blue Guard phycocyanin complex, we find these cyan colored. Cyan is a type of blue. It's a blue tone pigment. You might see it in your printer cartridges as well. So we have these dark blue foods in here, one of which is the spirulina, a type of algae. That's where the main antioxidant content comes from this spirulina platensis. And also we have in here the aronia berry, which is actually considered one of nature's richest sources of super powerful antioxidants. So what are antioxidants? It's I guess when we experiencing oxidative stress in nature, we call that rust, for example. And our cells also age, and the atoms can become, or the molecules in the cells can become unstable, and that then is called oxidation. And that can then result in free radicals, so there'll be kind of rogue atoms floating around, and not all bad, they all have their role to play. But when we talk about antioxidants, is really these free radicals, scavengers like Pac-Man, eating up the molecules or the atoms that float around and don't really know what their job is anymore. So that's in general about antioxidants. I'm sure you've all heard of them, and one of the most famous antioxidants or most known is vitamin C. And of course we get from our food, if we choose good sources of food, then we have many antioxidants in those food sources. For example, also in this magni-food complex, in this Blue Guard product, there is blackberries. And blackberries now will come out soon. I'd rather not see them yet, because it usually says the summer is almost over and it hasn't even started here yet. But so blackberries would be very, very rich in vitamin C, and is one of the highest rated antioxidant fruit there is. And it's just growing along the hedges here. So, go, if you see them grow, bring the children or bring yourself and bring the dog, and maybe even in your garden, just pick some, and they freeze quite well as well. There's also aronia berry. Another, now we don't see that growing here, or we don't know it so well. It's more of a novel food, I guess, in the industry. But again, super rich source of antioxidant flavonoids. And it has a really what's called an ORAC, ORAC value, which is an oxygen radical absorbance capacity, so ORAC, and you see that sometimes on products with a value beside it. And this particular aronia berry has a very unusually high oxygen radical absorbance capacity. It's quite a mouthful. Then we have bilberry fruit in there, and bilberry fruit looks very much like a blueberry. And of course, blueberries also we would be very familiar with, and you'd often see them in products promoting eye health. So also this Blue Guard phycocyan complex is a wonderful support for eye health, for cell protection in cardiovascular health, liver support, and again this cell protection. So any purple, dark blue foods. Now I would always say never eat any blue food unless it's grown in nature, because anything that's blue, like I always take out the blue Smarties, because for the most part they can't be natural if it's bright blue. But if you see anything dark blue, or if it comes from berries, then that's a real powerful antioxidant food. So I love what Terra Nova, and I'm in no way affiliated to Terra Nova, only that I choose to stock the products in my store because I have a lot of trust in the owner, Stephen Terrace, and what he does, and I love the people working there. I just have full trust because of the transparency of the company and how it operates so ethically. And this is one of their new products that I wanted to introduce to you. I just find it so fascinating that you can take these wonderful berries and grow them really well, harvest them well, preserve them well, and keep them intact, and they can be a wonderful support in for a healthy body, for an aging body, and from the day we're born we're aging. So on that note, come in, pop in, look up, get in touch with Terra Nova, get in touch with us, and be curious and do your own research. So I hope you enjoy this, and I'd be delighted to have your comments or questions. And for the best part of my 20-year experience in my health store, I'll try and dig out as much information as I can for you. So have a great day. I hope the sun will come out at some point, and talk to you soon.